How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We're getting back into our campaign called Bayonet, a Ravenloft-esque, demiplane-esque, Strahd-esque shenanigan kind of going on. The party is currently deep in this petrified swath of land that the Sovereign wiped from the face of Woe and Oed. They've come down here looking for someone known as the Petrifist, someone who has answers, someone who can give them context and maybe some clues and direction to go in as to go about defeating the Sovereign. I am SirFeffers, humble dungeon master at a Longshot table. I'm very excited to be getting back into this thing. If you would like to get caught up on our 3 soon to be 4 weekly streamed campaigns, you can go to the YouTube called Longshot, and if you would like to join our community, we have bingo and we have a phenomenal community. It's on the Discord. We got memes, we got wholesomeness, we got chaos. It's the whole shtick. Got a Patreon if you want to support me further. We've also got a podcast called Insight Check that we're still making sure to show some love to. If you like the art, that is the amazing Oddity Draws. Definitely go hit them up, and please go follow all of the amazing creators you see here. Their links are literally in the chat right now. Do go follow them and show them some love. We got the summer series coming up with Ben Brainerd, James, and Kiki from Kiki Does Stuff. They're throwing up some phenomenal mini campaigns during the summer, and that picks up next month. Let's go to the crew. Drakoniques, take it away.
Hi, I'm Drak, or Drakoniques. You can find me on all socials at Drakoniques. That's Drakoniques. I do TTRPG stuff. I perform actual plays, I produce actual plays, I write TTRPGs, all of that jazz. But today I'm playing Azalea, who is a Shadow Kai elf, or like paladin multi-class, and the one to stay out of conflicts that don't involve him directly. He enjoys his peace and he has very little of it right now, so he's taking what he can. I will throw it over to Andy.
Word. Hey everybody, it's Andy. If you like me, you can go find me over on TikTok at ValveMax010. You can also find me pretty much anywhere under that same username. I'm doing great tonight.
Like,
but I'm coming
back. This little box and this little folded piece of paper.
Click yes or no. But yeah, I'm back to play the shit disturber, Pierce Ashwalker. You know how Puff had his nickname, the Pale Comet? I'm the shit disturber.
You're a thief. You're a thief.
But he's a assassin rogue, Order of the Mutant Blood Hunter, who's very sad and angry, and he has a lot of volatile feelings and a desire to change his circumstances that are leading him to do some pretty not well thought out things. So we'll see if that trend continues or if we'll wisen the fuck up. Metro, it's all you, baby.
I'm not Puff. I'm not Puff. I'm Valentine. I'm Metro Mike on TikTok and YouTube, and then Metro Michael on Twitch, where I do Souls-likes, RPGs, and survival games. Right now we're playing V Rising, and then soon we'll be doing Dune, and then we'll be doing freaking Mind's Eye on YouTube. Right now YouTube's got Claire Obscure. Blame Feff for the V Rising. He started
I'm not
that.
sorry. Oh, actually, I can blame my buddy AJ.
Yeah. Well, AJ roped you into this. You roped me into this, and then fucking Ian was like, "Yo, hear me out," because he never played it. So we're playing that right now. Yeah, he had never played it, which I didn't know. Yeah, I was like, it's vampires and survival.
Yeah.
So right now we're playing that, and then stay tuned for my brain just wiped. I don't remember. Something important.
For you've been recording Claire Obscure.
Yeah, no, not that.
You smell really good.
I do. I just showered.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't remember. Something. There was something. Something was coming up. Doing stuff with me, Ian, and Feff.
Sorry, Drax just went.
I almost choked. I almost choked.
Oh, the podcast.
Oh yeah, we be gaming. That's still TBD because of work and content and stuff. I'm trying to get back up and creating content outside of YouTube stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I'm Valentine. I'm the tiefling bastard son of Tyrant Lord Worst, and Pierce is a little thief who needs to keep his little mechanical hand to himself.
We find ourselves in the bowels of the earth. We wake up having just finished our long rest. All is gone according to plan. Heathrow is still safe and tucked away in your arms, Valentine, as you wake. Bit of a noise that you don't initially hear until it stops. The party kind of becomes aware of it. It starts up near the end of the last watch, and it's just kind of like a hang on, let me see. Except much more subtle, and this kind of hissing white noise wave that only is noticed because it suddenly will cut off before slowly building up again and then cutting off.
From listening to it, can I tell what it might be?
It sounds like somewhere between a whistle of wind and the sifting of sand, which feels impossible.
Is everyone ready to get moving?
Takes his orb out, takes Heathrow out, puts it in his pocket. Just
Good morning.
shush, 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 shush. Really, I don't even know what time it is.
Well,
Shush.
it's
Back in the pocket. No, no. I'm trying to listen to whatever you're about to say.
So I'm just going to ask how everyone's feeling. Everyone ready to get moving, or do you need a bit longer to rest?
Never doing that again. That was awful.
That being...
Sleeping on the floor. Ugh. Ugh.
Okay.
How
Guess
do
we'll
you
sleep
do
for a bit,
it?
Awful.
I say.
Worst. Just the absolute worst.
You're saying the peasants eat this that I just slept on?
Yeah. Disgusting. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are. Your friend's a dick, and I just immediately look at Pierce.
I start walking in the direction towards Azalea. Are you like leading us like somewhere, like gesturing to an area that we're gonna start adventuring?
There is
Yeah,
one
I'd be
path forward.
going, yeah, down the path.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm sorry,
And then
I
I just
totally
start.
interrupted.
Oh no,
You're
you're
good.
fine. I was just clarifying. I start walking, and I just, as I walk by Valentine.
Hearing Valentine call Pierce a dick and then seeing Pierce put their middle finger at him, Zayla just sighs, pinches the bridge of his nose, and just goes, just plain night. We might die down here, so at least need to have each other's backs.
I'll do my job.
Oh, really? What was last night then, Did great job on the skeleton. That's sarcasm, by the way.
I don't respond.
Journeying forward. Let's all roll into your 100s.
I'm gonna lie and say I rolled a double zeros.
That's a 100.
So that
That's the
Pierce
worst. That's the worst it
That's
can
the
be.
worst one.
It wasn't 100, but it was a 79.
Hey Pierce, look! I summoned an eldritch horror.
Oh my gosh, we're about to hear solo streaming notifications, I think. Let me preemptively turn that off. We might get one. Oh, you guys won't hear it because we upgraded.
How it do, how it be, what it is.
Hey. Stop doing my thing, but better. I can't have that.
Clip it. Use it as all. Just overwrite it.
Oh, wait, yeah, bro. Wait a minute.
See,
I
gotcha.
I won't sue you for copyright.
You
got a
ValveMax
39.
DCMA.
Yeah, there's like a watermark in it. Like an audible watermark. Anyway. D100 rolls, please.
I rolled a 44.
44.
79.
39.
Okay. Oh my god, Bill, what the fuck? Bill, thank you so much for the 25 gifted.
Whoa!
Thank you so much for the 25 gifted. Oh my god. Okay.
Hype train level
Wow,
6.
thank you so much. You're putting gas in my tank and food in my belly. Paying my rent. Whew. 49 months? Okay, focus, Jeff. Thank you.
Hey, Bill, you're hot.
Bet you smell nice. Descending further, the gray stone around starts to become like a chalky white. Still the notable dryness of the area. You're constantly thirsty. You feel like your skin is, well, not so much with Azalea, but with the other two, it's just this dryness that seems to be taking over. You might chip a little, Azalea, but you're fine. The noise continues, and you get to this big open cavern, and you can see far into the distance the two massive awnings, cave yawning openings. Massive area, and you hear the noise, and you watch this, with the sound, this slow ripple along the dust and the sand, those metal shavings that are along the floor all kind of wave towards you guys with the sound as it stops, actually as it cuts. It's like this kind of movement, and then as it cuts, the wave kind of moves towards you. Again, not really making sense with what you're hearing versus what you're seeing. Make perception checks as we kind of peer about. You can see the ceiling above. It's kind of low ceiling for such a big room.
19.
I got a 18.
18 Drax. I'm gonna need you to run that back because what I heard was 90.
Oh, 19, sorry.
19, okay.
8.
8, okay. There is a statue of on the far wall, like 400 feet away, of a coiled dragon. Its head is the only thing that like reaches the floor, and its mouth is open. You can see emeralds for eyes. Both of them kind of cracked. The statue itself has been kind of buffed down to only like its smoothest features, and so it just almost looks kind of derpy on the far side if it weren't for the strange effect emanating from it towards you. The room wide-wise is about 100 feet wide. Think of yourself as dead in the center. You got 50 feet in either direction. The ceiling's a little low, and it slowly tapers higher and higher. The statue is probably 30 to 40 feet tall, and again, that's like 400 feet away. And again, the pulse moves towards the party.
I'm gonna move to the left side of the room.
Okay, you kind of step into the room and start walking to the left along the
So
side.
the ceiling is getting lower
It is low and gets higher up as you walk
As you
into
go
the
in?
room. Yeah. So 400
That's
feet away,
not
it's a
good.
very high ceiling.
Everybody's spread out.
Okay, you take to the left. Now that you're in the room, Valentine, that kind of wave kind of dissipates right before it gets to you, but you feel a little bit of this kind of force push, and you're able to kind of take some of the sand and kind of scatter it, and it kind of does the same kind of push effect. So it's not just the floor. Thank you, Taff. Appreciate you.
I just look back and I'm just like, everybody's spread out. The last thing I want is for this somehow to be something that wakes up. I don't think it is. But considering what we've been through so far, I'm not going to rule it out.
Sorry.
And then I only walk when the wind stops.
When the wind stops is when the wave pushes.
Yeah, so when after the wave has pushed, that's
Okay.
when I would walk.
Okay, you start moving.
So I just like I'm slowly trying to discern the timing of the wave as
Okay.
I get approach.
Okay. You take a couple steps. Pierce and Azalea, how do you guys move about the space as you watch as the bard starts confidently, cautiously striding forward after the pulse?
I will turn to Pierce. We're going to have a lot to talk about after this is all done.
Okay.
You're not in trouble. I realize my tone often sounds like I'm reprimanding you. We just have a lot has happened, and we probably need time to speak about it.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
Are you guys coming?
You say
Yes.
that as the
And I.
wave hits.
Oh, no.
The pulse, you guys watch, you're looking at Valentine, and the first thing that moves is like he doesn't move, but all of his hair and clothes and everything on him goes, and then boom, you are pushed with a seismic force. Make a strength save.
Oh, it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You manage to put 1 foot forward and just lean it just right as you or lean back just right to kind of give yourself the momentum to levy yourself, and you turn and your hair, as the pulse waves down, all your clothes and all that seem to return to normal. Valerie, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, guys, paying my rent. Paying my rent.
Are you okay up there? What was that?
Well, I'm making a note to be very careful as to like how like I'm like eyeing it to make sure that I don't miss the next pulse, and I just say it gets stronger the closer we get to it.
You have moved 30 feet of the 400.
From here, can I see a destination? Is this a dead end? Can we just see this dragon, or is there something beyond?
Giant dragon statue on both sides of it, 2 cave entrances.
Okay.
2 passages. You're in a cave. You're underground.
I'll call out. Do you want to keep going by foot? I think I can get us a bit closer, at least cut the distance in half.
I will carefully scamper towards him.
Okay, so you start going across.
Yeah.
As you do that, the wave hits. And you're still farther out, Valentine. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh, 23.
23. Again, you have to like shoulder check this seismic
Just
force.
immediately like shieldless Captain America, like do that lunge thing where your knees forward, you're like bracing.
And you pull up alongside Azalea.
Yeah, the closer we get, the more intense the blast. So
Yeah.
if you teleport us half the distance, expect a pretty concussive force.
Yes.
How's my hair? Is it good? Is my hair still good? I genuinely look at like Pierce and Azalea, like, is my hair still good?
You're muted.
Sorry. I don't look at Valentine, but I'm kind of like gauging the distance. I'm making the mathematic number thing. I'm good at math in my head. And I go, I think I can get myself and one other person to the gates in one shot, but somebody else is going to have to make their own way there.
Is that from here or from the halfway point?
From here. It's like roughly
Okay.
400 feet from here to there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that... Yeah, Dimension Door's like 500 feet, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it says on my boots. So, I can get somebody there. I don't mind taking either one of you, but I think you might have an easier time getting there on your own, Azalea.
Yeah. No, you should take Valentine. I'll get them around.
You should take me. Make up for the fact I bought you those boots. The audacity.
I kind of just grab his
I
arm.
also gave up a shield for it. It's equally mine as it was.
I had to out myself as being a West.
You're both special, and
No
I
one asked you
teleport.
to do that.
You say you're both special and you need a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Valentine, you note that you have not moved, and you look over at Pierce, who got a
2 plus 1.
who
3.
who you have a moment of shock as blood founts from both ears.
Does he always do that?
Yes, are you okay? What was that?
They don't. And like my vision is still spinning, and I'm like buckled to one knee, and I'm like barely finding myself back up on my feet. They didn't like that. Whatever that is, they didn't like that. Oh, they didn't. Oh, God.
37 thunder damage.
Yeah.
Just in your head. I guess that would be psychic damage.
Ow.
37 psychic damage.
Okay, let's try my way.
I'm gonna let you do whatever you want to. I'm gonna wait here.
Yeah.
You go right ahead and let me know how that. I'd rather not be bleeding from orifices.
Perception checks real quick.
Okay.
Hey, the 17.
Great. A 12.
17, 12, okay. Pierce?
Moment.
Does it have to do with things that are undead?
I gotta pick the. Well, perception is actually the only one that doesn't get that, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
That's a 7.
7, okay. You'll
But
notice...
does it have anything to do with Fae Fiends or
No,
undead? Just curious. Okay.
Just for old time's sake.
The green emerald eyes of the dragon are now purple. Amethyst.
No, eyes changed. I love those. Those are pretty. I
will-
am not going to steal them. Maybe.
Probably for the best. I'm gonna place a hand on the wall. Keeping an eye on the eyes of this dragon, I'm gonna cast Shadow Portal to open a doorway in the wall and open another doorway 200 feet down.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. And just for curiosity's sake, does the charge of Dimension Door still get spent?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Run that 20 for 25.
25, you save. You take half. Where are you? There you are. Take half of. What are you? Okay. You take half of 46 psychic damage.
I'm resistant, so be 23, then 11?
Yep.
11. I have a question about that damage. Is it coming from a creature?
No.
Okay.
All right.
So
Does the portal open or not?
yes, the portal still opens because you saved.
So you see, I kind of reach for my shadow and like it's like tissue paper. I tear part of it off and kind of shape it into a shadowy door on the wall, and you see one identical to it open up on the wall 200 feet down into this chamber.
Okay. Fine. Valentine just rubs his temples. That connects down there, yes?
Yes,
How far?
200 feet.
200 feet? Okay. I'm gonna wait until I want to, if I can, I want to time how long that it takes for the wind to get to us.
It takes 12 seconds.
All right, at 7 seconds, I'm gonna enter through, so we should have just passed. And then right as I enter through,
Consider at the 12th second, it the whole place.
oh, okay.
So every two
So-
turns, it bam.
Okay. So I'm going to immediately walk. I'm like, okay, I'll be right back. Hopefully I live. And I'm going to, the moment I walk through the door,
Uh-huh.
I lock on the eyes and I'm going to cast an 8th level Dispel Magic on the eyes.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Wisdom save is not great.
You got a
12.
range of 200 feet?
Yeah, Spell Sniper and Dispel Magic's 120.
Tasty. It fails. The 8th level spell slot is burnt. And you take. Okay, got some low rolls. 34 psychic damage.
As the gust stopped.
Yeah,
No.
the
The
spell magic
spell
failed,
doesn't
apparently.
the spell doesn't go off because it essentially counterspelled you with additional vengeance.
I'm just gonna yell, and you hear it through the portal door you step through. I'm gonna open another one, get into it quick, and I'm gonna walk through this one, the one I
Okay.
already created, and
Pierce
use
you
the
follow.
shadow portal.
Follow immediately,
Okay.
yeah.
Make a wisdom
I'll
saving
use the
throw.
cast shadow portal again. Okay.
Going through the portal?
Nope. As Azalea casts a second portal.
That's a
Oh.
24.
24 saves. You're gonna take half damage. Ooh. 57
Jesus.
psychic damage, and that's halved and then halved again. You open this second portal. The whole party is in the center of this chamber. A hand, a big draconic hand, boom, rises up out of the shells and the shaves and pulls itself up. A draconic statue kind of pulls itself halfway up out of the shavings and rears its head to turn towards the party. Let's roll initiative.
This is what I was afraid of.
What?
Oh, nat 20 on the initiative. Let's go.
Nice.
22.
14.
Oh, I gotta throw my stuff in chat.
Yeah, I'd be the same.
I forgot about that.
On my initiative, it's only a 14. Well, it's not that bad, actually, when I think about it. 14's not
14
bad.
too.
Yeah, twinsies!
Yeah.
Wait, what? I'm never gonna get over that, by the way. That's still one of the funniest things ever.
This thing is definitely going to be immune to poison damage as well, so
I
another
can't
twin
wait.
for you.
I'm finding long lost family all over this joint. I don't like when it gets like this. It gets all serious and quiet.
Good news. It rolled lower than all of you in the initiative. Bad news is this is a ruby dragon. The more it has come into this place, the more you're able to perceive it. There are metallic dragons, there are chromatic dragons, and there are gem dragons. This is not all of a gem dragon. As it rises, its movements are jerky, and it's not one whole piece. Like, you can see a chunk of crystalline of ruby horn curling but floating next to the head. The top jaw and snout are missing, just leaving this shattered underbite thing. You can see where the eyes would be have been cracked and broken apart, and there are just craters in the solid ruby of the jagged head. Again, just the top like the front half of it kind of pulling itself out and towards the party. We go to Valentine. Azalea has pulled open the second shadow portal. You can see,
Yeah, opens to that.
Takes a
other
quarter
end.
of the damage that he would take.
It opens up at the other end of this chamber.
Left or right passage?
I'll say left.
Okay. Okay. Valentine, you're up first. And then we have the 20 round mark, and then we'll have Pierce. I assume Pierce has the higher dex.
Probably. I have a +1.
Yeah, I have like a
Is
+5.
the portal further than me?
No, that's right next to you.
Yeah, no, it's right next to. Yeah, it
Okay.
opens two portals: one that we enter through, and the one that we exit, which is all the way. to the
Okay,
other
so
end of the chamber.
okay. At that point, I'm going to go through the portal.
Okay, you go through the
Ooh.
portal. You step out. You step out by which passage did you pick? Sorry.
Left.
The left one. You step out the left portal. You look around. You can see that the portal goes actually kind of up. The tunnel that you're standing next to goes upwards a bit, and curls out of sight. You can see the statue that with the emerald shifting colored eyes of the dragon and the ruby dragon now 200 feet away in the center of the area with the rest of the party.
Okay, so they're 200 feet away.
You hear the buildup of the high sound from the statue.
And the statue is right next to me?
Yeah, like give or take 20 feet.
Okay. I'm going to. This better work. And I just literally point a finger, and I cast level 6 disintegrate on the gem eye.
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save is dirty 20 because I have +1.
You save, so you're gonna take half damage, and the spell goes through. 37 plus 14 is 43.
Yep.
You take half of 43 psychic damage.
37 plus 14 would be 53.
Oh, thank you. Well,
53, so
53.
it's 27 damage.
all right,
All right.
mark that, and you watch as the statue just dusts and disintegrates to join the rest of the strange bed of shavings and by your feet.
You see off in the distance, just a tiny Valentine.
The noise cuts off immediately.
And then I'm assuming using to go through the portal, use my movement, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Bonus action. Can't really do anything. That's it. I don't have a lot of bonus actions at all.
Okay. Well, that ruins my 20 mark lair action. So enough with that. Mark that off. Pierce, you begin your turn. You are within swinging distance of this thing.
Oh. That's so exciting. I'm gonna cunning action disengage. And I'm gonna, as a bonus action, I'm gonna haul my ass through that portal like it's nobody's business.
You throw yourself through the portal, and you successfully are not attacked.
Thank you.
You step out. You step out.
That's very nice to hear.
You disengaged with prejudice. You disengaged with stank.
You literally were like, yeah, this thing can swing on you at any time. And I'm like, fuck that. Are you
You're like,
kidding me?
anytime? Most
Yeah,
attacks come
I'll
from
get through
behind.
the... Not that one. He's swinging. Weave. And I'm gone. Now that I'm through the portal, does it look like it's still, like, looking around, coming after us?
It definitely still seems aggressive.
Okay. Could it fit through this tunnel that we're standing in? But it'd be a little bottlenecked, maybe? Or would it still have, like, room to move?
It's a floating mass of gems in the form of a ruby dragon.
Oh.
The top half of a ruby dragon.
Okay.
So, like, no? Just
Okay.
being up front.
That's good to know, though.
Floating shard mass.
Then yeah, I will go ahead and get my arcane rifle out and back up and get ready to potentially defend myself against what I am assuming is yet another creature designed to stop us from getting to this gym.
You just come through the portal and you just see Valentine vomiting blood.
Yeah, shit's rough.
Damn, you're not resistant to psychic damage? Gonna be me. Damn, your mind isn't fortified against this kind of stuff. Wild.
Azalea's sleeper sass is kind of wild.
See, he's not even here yet. I can hear the sass.
They wait until like the most like destructive to your ego and pride moment to just rip you.
Azalea picks her battles, you know. they save their energy.
I like to have the high ground.
I'm bleeding on the ground. They're like, wow, you're really bleeding right now?
You say
Come to me.
say you're not evil, and yet you say some of the most heinous things. Words can hurt us.
Well, Pierce, you said you're gonna hold your action?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action until that thing gets like within 100 feet of us.
Okay. Bonus action.
My bonus action was my cunning action
okay,
to not
thank you. Yeah, sorry.
to not die, essentially.
Your turn begins.
Yeah, I'm going to, as I see Pierce and Valentine go through the portal. Luckily for me, Shadow Portal does not need concentration. It is just a 1 minute spell. Just lasts 1 minute. So when you said no to whether or not this thing can get into the tunnel in, is it that it can get in there or
it
couldn't?
can, yeah.
It can, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be following us. Okay.
Pierce, you get 17 HP from chat.
I love you.
With Valentine and Pierce on the other side of this thing, I'm going to look up at this ruby creature, this facsimile of a ruby dragon, and I'm going to cast on myself. I will cast Conjure Minor Elemental. As you see, again, this metallic sand around me kind of almost lift up in the air and glow first red hot, and each one starts to change color to red, green, purple, blue, kind of just like floats around me like will-o-wisps in that space.
Cool.
And then I'll reach a hand out as I summon my packed weapon, as again, out of the ground, like a fissure opening up, you see this arcane rifle push itself out of the ground as Woman Oed gives me a weapon once again.
Make an insight check. Pierce. Sorry, not Pierce.
Yes.
Azalea.
Okay.
The dragon's
That is an
impressed.
18.
18. It seems to hesitate. It seems to pause.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you speak dragon?
I just yell across. No. And that'll be my turn. I'm gonna just stare down this thing.
It was nice knowing your friend. I just looked at Pierce.
Old use of that word, but okay.
Low to the ground and comes up to you, Azalea. A not quite organic sound emanates.
Who are you to call upon Woman Oed?
I am one of the chosen of Woman Oed. Who are you to question that?
You speak a name you know not.
I speak to her more than you most likely do.
This cannot be.
I'm just gonna ready my rifle and watch for what it does next.
Okay. It goes to lash out, and it is stopped by some kind of force. the arm rises up, and you see from here in succeed in slashing forward, but the rest of the floating shattered ruby draconic arm stays locked in place, and it looks at the left passageway in anger before turning back to you.
I am Suntear the Realmer, and my lord will see you now.
A summons as it stands down.
Your friend's really good at talking to dragons.
What the fuck is
Glare.
going on?
I'll glare at this.
I have no idea, honestly. I was sure he was dead.
I'll glare at this dragon, this creature, for a moment before turning. I think fully turning my back to it and then walking through the portal to appear at the side of Pierce and Valentine.
I'm looking at him in amazement.
I thought you didn't speak dragon.
It didn't. It spoke common to me, so I responded like, I think whatever master it serves has summoned us. Here's hoping it's who we're looking for in the first place.
Did he say this was the right way? Because there's...
Yes, good point. And I'll just yell across the cavern. Is this the right way, or is it the other tunnel?
That is the left way.
Oh my
But it
god!
indicates that is the way to move forward.
So
That it was going to be one of those, that's the right way. Okay, yeah, but we're on the left one, so like, hold on.
First, you must answer these riddles 3.
One of us only tells the truth.
Fools.
Okay, well,
But this is the correct way.
Okay.
I'll lead the way.
Okay.
you go right ahead.
You continue walking, and it
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna, before we continue, I am going to look at both of them and be like, I'm gonna cast, yeah, we'll cast Mass Healing Ward, level 4.
nice.
Everybody gets
Kung Fu fight.
12 HP back.
Nice.
It's not gonna do much,
Thank
but
you.
there you go.
It's more than enough for me. Thank you. This is the second
the
time
way.
I've come across someone who seems to have a personal connection with Rowan Owed.
Still don't understand when you say that. That doesn't make sense, but okay.
It tends not to. Don't worry, you're in company.
The metal shavings below is replaced with a fine red powder.
Neat.
Your boots crunch on ruby dust, leaving footprints behind as you spiral higher and higher.
Just looks to Pierce. Do you want to vial this too? How often are we gonna run into ruby dust? I'm just saying. I saw you vialing a lot of things.
Yeah, good point. I will actually bend down and like get a sample of it.
It is fine powdered ruby dust in your hand. You look down and you start. You try to calculate the wealth and you just can't.
I'll get a couple vials of that.
Okay. The stone begins to have inlays, cracks in the walls of that same red glint. And you go on for about an hour before a voice gently lilts. Hello? You guys turn and see an archway into a room. A carved archway for the first time. And inside you see a room full of statues. Come in.
To Pierce and Valentine for a moment before again leading the way.
Just Valentine rubbing his temples, better not be a triumph. After you, Azalea, I'm not going.
Oh, Azalea like looked towards you and then just led the way. They're
Yeah.
not waiting. Yeah.
Haven't had a lot of people to talk to in some time. You walk into this room and it's many, many, many statues of people who have been petrified. This whole thing feels wrong. Let's get perception checks across the board.
19.
22.
Use my inspiration. It's worse. 10.
The voice is not coming from any one statue. It's not coming from any one place. Kind of just filling the area. For such a soft and delicate voice, it has so much weight. You hear it with your whole body. How did you find me? Why are you here to kill me?
I'm not. They better not be. As far as I know, they're not. I didn't iron out the details before we left.
As we're moving through this room, I am going to activate my Rod of the Pact Keeper to restore one spell slot.
Okay.
And
What
as
was
I
the...
do,
Sorry, go ahead.
as I do, I'll say, if you're who we're looking for, we're here just to ask questions. If you're a foe, then I just recommend you stand down.
Stand down. That's funny. I guess you don't know anything about me. Audric, go ahead and post the picture in the Discord chat. We use the Discord for visual aids. What you realize is going on, slowly dawning on the party, is that you're in this thing's skull. You are standing inside an entity that has been petrified. And you register this as the darkness shifts above you. And the massive black eye turns to regard each of you. Looks back and forth. That's who you're talking to.
Hello.
Do you remind me of the name of the djinn we're looking for again?
The
Just,
Petrifist.
the Petrifist. Okay.
Sunter Duerna.
So I take it you're the petrifist? I can't imagine there's anything beyond this.
That's a term. But yeah, that's me.
I didn't choose the name. If I offended you, I am
You can call me Duerna.
sorry. Duerna. It's a lovely name.
Student of the Fen.
Did Cascas ask me to ask anything in particular?
To essentially prove to Azalea that that Cassicus knows what he's talking about. Essentially was brought here for a second opinion and validation of the information that Cassicus has. Because Cassicus got this information from the Petrifist.
Oh, okay.
So you've brought Azalea here for answers, and Pierce, of course.
I just look at both of them. Feel free to ask your questions. Is there anywhere I could sit? Just see a bunch of statues right now. I don't want to sit on anything that you might care about.
I care about all of them.
Well, I don't want to sit on a person. Is there like... I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's fine. Go and lean against a wall.
I can just look at Valentine and shake my head and look up at this eye. We're here for some answers. We have questions. And I suppose answers given to us that needs confirmed.
What binds me to you that I would help you? It seems an almost lizard brain question. Like it's this calculating, impassive question. And they almost seem to cut off the end of their sentence as if they realized it sounded threatening. There's a fragileness. There's a fragility in the psyche of this entity.
Is there anything you would want or like us to help you with in return? I know this world is not one that you can just be altruistic to everyone and everything you meet.
No, I don't have wants anymore. Needs. Those are foreign and alien to me now. I hardly remember what it's like to thirst or hate.
Then all I can say is that the gain from helping us is that you would be doing something you haven't done, from what I can understand, a while. Speak to someone.
Thank you for not killing my dragon. He was a good dragon. He used to be red. And the petrification changed him. And me. And them, as the eye regards all the petrified people. wasn't any reason for this. I've thought a long time about what the Sovereign wanted. And I think they just didn't realize how powerful they were at the beginning. I think there was growing pains.
From what I understand, it's been almost millennia, many millennia since then, and those pains, if that's what you want to call them, are still very much there.
One's
I
not.
want.
One's her now.
That's who I wanted to ask you about. What do you know about woman Oed? Not the plane, but
She was kind. But serious. Very focused on her work with the Fen. This place is folded in on itself over and over and over. It used to be much more spacious. We had a sky, a beautiful sky, wine red and purple and blue. And all else was a beautiful gray. Calm and peaceful. I still feel that pain. She came to this land because she thought she might be able to help. Before this land was folded and tight, it was a dark reflection of another. The shadow fell. And every realm, every pain has a world tree. And ours was the shadow of one. Unalive, but not dead. She thought she could help. She wanted to help. She came from the Feywild. From some arcane college. She didn't tell me much about it, but I was learning under her. I was her pupil. She said I had potential. There had never been a primordial student in the Fen. And then she falls to a fit of mourning, sobbing and shaking, shuddering, racking, crying. And the world around you shudders and creaks.
Probably ask more direct questions.
Azalea doesn't. I think Azalea doesn't respond to that. I think they've been so invested in listening to this description and experience of knowing Oed, the person, the woman, that almost everything, he doesn't even like react to the shaking and quaking of this space we're in. It's just him and this entity. And maybe too quiet, almost probably drowned out by the sound of this rumbling ground and rock and gravel. He says, "When was the last time you spoke to her?"
She told me everything was gonna be okay. Before it wasn't. Before they robbed her. Before all this.
Due to the specter, lineage is not a thing, truly. Yeah, stories are hard to be passed on. Knowledge is very hard to come by. But as an elf, I'm lucky. I'm able to reach out to the memories of my kind, even if they're not around, and learn bits and pieces. And one memory I remember that I've drawn on that's helped me move forward has been, there is no end, there's just change. But when Oed isn't gone, she's just changed.
Many times over. She too was a Shadar Kai. Before she bound herself to the world tree's shadow. She thought she could help. And maybe she would have. If it weren't for the sovereign.
Do you want to speak to her?
What?
Do you want to speak to Rowan Oed?
Yeah, yes.
My connection, my interactions with her were far from plentiful when compared to yours, and I cannot promise a invigorating conversation, but I do have a way to speak to her and she speaks to me. If that's something, if that's enough, I can give you that.
Yeah, yes.
I will sit down on the ground, legs crossed, hands on my lap, palms facing up, and I look up at the eye and say, "Do you mind if I connect with you telepathically?"
You may try.
I'll try and reach out and connect with them.
It is a alien mind. But you are able to make that connection.
Then one hand still remaining on my lap, palm up, and the other will dig into the ground, past the dust of ruby, as close to the ground as I can get. And I'm going to cast Contact with the Plane to contact Wowen Oed. Do this without a roll once per long rest.
You tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I'm so sorry for what's happened to her.
If you're cool with this, Feffers, I would like to have them speak through me. I want to be the telephone. I want them to speak and for Owen to respond.
Okay.
And for me just to be
Make a
communication
wisdom saving throw. As the full power of a primordial sends absolute anguish, millennia of pent up sorrow through you.
Yeah. Okay, I need to see if there's anything I can do to give me advantage here.
Bill says, "Hey God, it's me. I have you on speaker."
I don't say anything. I subtle cast Bardic Inspiration on him.
Okay.
Do you have a plus D12?
How do you
Okay,
subtly
good.
inspire our friend?
I just look and I'm just like exchanging. And Valentine, to his credit, is extremely bored. I'm loving this as a player, but Valentine is a sociopath, and he's just like, this is taking too long. And I just look and I'm just like, I just nod, and it's just like, just magic seeping through the ground silently. It's just like, if this will give him peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those onions are crazy.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, as a above table, I'm like, oh, this is heavy. But in character,
Fine.
That's a 21.
21. Oh, thank God. Your mind is not shattered. As you thought you understood sorrow, and you realize that there is a sorrow past what you're able to numb yourself to. There is so much worse sorrow than you've experienced or even been able to fathom before, because what you've been able to do is close yourself off to it. That would imply there's something to close. You do get a +2 to your charisma, as the understanding of this emotion on a fundamental level is seared into you.
That would get me over 20. So 20, let's go up to 20 max.
Nope, there is no max. There's a max for
Dang.
character creation.
I think as this wave of emotion rushes into me, you see the blackening tears, the perpetual tears that stream down Azalea's face. You see small remnants of ruby dust start to pour down with those black tears, as they expressing not just their own sorrow, but the sorrow of this entity.
You for a time know only of Sunter Duerna's anguish. It's hard to keep track of yourself, your own identity, for a second there. But you see her in your mind. A shared memory with Woe and Oed. Sunter is so excited because Woe and Oed's finally awake. Sunter doesn't sleep. And you watch a wonderful day as apprentice and druid, archdruid, move about in the Shadowfell. It looks much like this place. But an open sky and vast reaches. You see her embrace and bind herself, Woan Oed, to the undead world tree of the Shadowfell. And you watch a Myconid sovereign watching from afar, infatuation blossoming in their eyes. And that's where we're going to go to break. We are back.
He's ready to cry.
Me.
I am. Anguish. Azalea. Anguish is your primary thought and characteristic as you continue to digest and attempt to glean information from this transference of a petrified primordial to whatever Woan Oed is at this point. Make another wisdom saving throw. Actually, we're gonna say a charisma saving throw.
Damn, that's a 13.
13. Okay.
Can I give him Bardic again? Because I see him crying.
Sure, let's say this. Valentine and Pierce, you guys are watching this continue. Azalea is cracking. The tears seeping in and out of the various pieces of porcelain that make up Azalea's dread form. Am I using the term correct?
I have no idea. I just I like the sound of it. Dreadform sounds cool.
Excellent.
So sure.
Excellent. The two of you watch the ground appear as cracks break here and there, and all the dust begins to sift and drain through the cracks in the floor.
I think Valentine's just like puts down his book, and it's just like, and then like waves his hand, and then just like invisible, like what would be magic, just like flows through the ruby dust, and it's just like careens around Azalea, and like gives the additional bardic inspiration, just so that way I can I'm like, you, or at this point initially he's just like, okay, this is, but now he's just like, okay, this is getting kind of serious, hold on. You look like you're dying.
It's a 20.
I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Okay. I'd like to offer the help action in whatever way I can.
Okay.
I know very little about his psychic goings-ons. Typically, I've only been inside of one of those visions, I think, one time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when we were all psychically linked, and then everything shattered around us.
So I mean, yeah, I'll just kind of put my hands on his shoulders.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know if you can hear me in there, but careful. We kind of need you.
Azalea, you do hear this. You said you rolled a 20?
With the help action, I get to roll again, I'm guessing, or no?
Yes.
Okay. Good, that's a 28.
You're able to lock eyes with Pierce before diving back into this connection. And it's, again, at its core, an apology. I'm so sorry. I failed you. And in this case, it's this was what I was doing when it all went south. And it's Suntear standing between the Myconid Sovereign and the undead world tree of the Shadowfell that is now bound to Woan Oed. Woan is crying and screaming. And the Sovereign, rejected, lashes out, and you watch the petrification tear from the Myconid's center, and it's miles. You watch the small town to the side where you're standing, we're currently in real life, just obliterated. And it's where Sunton was staying, in the nearby town, to help watch over Woan, just to make sure that the binding went as planned. Other members of the Fen had come and were staying there as well. And you watch these archwizards throwing up magical protections, and those magical protections petrifying, and a look of genuine shock at the impossibility as they are also petrified. And it takes her. Sunton is cast into the earth, shattered and broken. But she is an earth genasi. She is an earth djinn. Stone djinn. And she is sown into the land and changed, but not killed. And the red dragon that was her best friend is formed into a ruby dragon. Shattered. Now her puppet. And she can all but watch as the Sovereign rips the undead nature from the tree and binds it to themselves, killing the tree. And Woman. And the Myconid looks confused, and then betrayed, and then angry. Azalea, this is about as much as you're able to comprehend at this point, and you have to stop. You can choose not to, but you are aware that there just will be dire consequences.
I keep going.
Okay.
I think.
Oh my god.
This entire thing was obviously finding this gin was to answer questions, but right now, I think I just want to give Santerre as much chance to speak to Rowan Oed or chance to remember the good times as possible.
The
And I'll
Myconid,
continue.
the Sovereign, stumbles forward, trampling over Santerre, approaching the tree. And the Myconid infects the tree, binding it to themselves in an attempt to return the undead nature, and instead bears the tree. You shatter.
Oh, wait. No, I was going to cast healing.
Cast. Because Azalea is not dead, but in wild amounts of pain.
Yeah, I cast 5th level healing. Healing word. Or no. It'd be 5th level cure wounds just directly on him. 8d10.
8d10, roll it out.
42. It's like Mike, like I immediately drop my book as I'm watching him literally just slowly, like piece by piece, falling apart, and I'm like, just full, like, kind of like purple crimson energy just erupting into him.
You begin essentially recomposing Azalea. Azalea, your mind finally is ripped apart by the dominance of a more alien, more powerful, greater mind, and you find yourself slowly coming back together to Valentine's magic. You retain what you held.
Do I feel primordial? Do I feel Rowan Oed? What's happened with that connection?
You have been imprinted on by Santerre Duerna. Your connection holds steady. You have not lost anything in that regard. You do find that you're made of porcelain now. And it cracks and folds under your hand as you move.
I'll speak out loud first to you, Valentine. Thank you.
Like the magic dissipates and just like, that was extremely reckless, but I love that. Don't do that again, because I'm pretty sure you'll die.
Your silver inlay may now be ruby, and you may cast mold earth at will. You may shape stone before you as you see fit. and you may step into stone. I forget what that spell is called. I think it's Stone Step. Or no, it's Meld with Stone.
Meld into stone.
Yeah, Meld with Stone. You can cast Stone Shape as well as Mold Earth.
So was Azalea like parts porcelain?
Azalea would crack and sometimes be porcelain. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I was never. Yeah, I was flesh and bone, but whenever I
Okay.
cast specific spells, they'd be like.
But now you're
turned
pure porcelain.
from the sounds of it. Yeah.
I think after initially the watching him shatter or start to shatter and Valentine healing as he clicks into place and is fully porcelain. Valentine's just staring. It's like, and just look at Pierce.
Are you okay?
Yes. Yeah, I'm fine.
Is this like
Bit
a
of a
permanent
long
thing? Do you know?
I look down at my hands, kind of hearing the clicking and kind of almost grinding of porcelain as they bend. Flex my fist. I don't know, but it's fine. It should be fine.
The entity continues to watch you all.
Is that a gift? I don't understand what just happened.
I'm sorry I couldn't keep the connection longer. There's only so much I can do.
Do you think she heard it?
I think so.
Did I help?
I think I got caught in the current of your memory and I saw some things. I didn't mean to, but I think I got some information about the Spectre that could be helpful. But do you have anything specific? I at very least want to end the Sovereign.
Have you tried looking?
Them.
Have you tried looking for his castle?
And then what?
I know where it shows up sometimes. It seems like a
Yes.
mistake.
I'm aware of that, but I'll look up again. When we come across the Sovereign, is there anything you know we could do against them? Any weaknesses, tendencies, anything?
The Sovereign has only ever been a hive mind. It's not able to think individually.
Is it still hive mind?
More. The Sovereign, Woan Oed, and the World Tree's shadow are all tied together. But the only one that's reanimated is the Sovereign. The Druid became the tree. The tree died, and the Sovereign infected the tree.
If I can pull away the tree, whatever parts of Woan Oed it has in them, from the sovereign, they'd be alone. They would have no hive. That's what I'm understanding. Is that correct?
No. No. The reason souls cannot come and go is because the world tree is not as it should be. Wowen connected with it, but did not disrupt this. The sovereign robbed the world tree of its undead nature. That needs to be put back. That is one of many things that will need to happen.
You know how we can do this?
No.
The other things. You said that's one of many. What else do we need to do?
Once the sovereign is no longer undead, it will return to simply a hive mind. And depending on what that hive mind has in its masses, that will have to be thinned. You will know a servant of the sovereign, for they will not be able to say the name Wowen Oed. The sovereign loved the tree, the mushroom, and the tree. The two people involved in this hardly come into it, which I realize would sound alien. There is a slight that need be rectified. The sovereign is a spurned lover, in a way, as you would understand it. Sovereign believes it is owed a debt, and they are wrong. But there's a weakness. That's a law it will live by. The sovereign must be absolved. In their mind, at least. But that makes them predictable. You must trick the sovereign, and they will let down their own guard. The sovereign is everywhere, but not here, I don't think.
Why do they believe that Oda dead? I saw they looked betrayed, they looked angry, but at what? Why?
Checking my notes. A hive mind cannot abide a greater hive mind. and the world tree was responsible for the flow of souls. I was to be its caretaker. The Fen is a powerful institution. They see themselves as guardians over the world trees. But what Wowen did was unprecedented. And the Fen did not save her, or me. And all this time, I don't know if they chose that or had no idea it was happening until it was too late. The Sovereign, in their pain, coiled up a knot of despair, and so too did the Shadowfell. And by the time the Sovereign awoke, came to their senses, their anger and their hate had bound this world to their will. A final hatred inflicted upon Wowen Oed.
I might need to run some things by you to make sure I understand, because I'm a little bit confused. If I'm understanding correctly, I need to restore the undead nature to the world tree. That will leave the Sovereign as just a hive mind, which what they're capable of is dependent on who is part of that mass. The Sovereign unjustly feels betrayed and feels like they're owed because the world tree is also a hive mind.
In a cosmic sense.
Okay. So just a case of the world tree is a bigger hive mind.
The world tree is a part of the astral current, which is, you could say, a bigger hive mind.
Okay, and the Sovereign didn't like that.
The Sovereign wanted to be that.
Okay. And that's where the betrayal and anger came from.
Was the rejection.
The Sovereign tried to bind with the world tree and was rejected.
The Sovereign tried to talk their way.
Okay. And that rejection
And was rejected, and so they lashed out.
as the petrification. Seems like there is no real feelings between Wowen Oed and the Sovereign. Specifically, is more Sovereign and the world tree.
The demons of these lands screech their indignation on behalf of the Sovereign.
There's more of a jealousy and rejection thing than any actual love between the Sovereign and Wowen Oed. It's the world tree. The Sovereign had, I suppose, feelings for.
Correct. There is no love.
Okay, I think I have everything. Everything makes sense to me now. And then, I guess my other question then, for clarification, I can do this in character. They need to be absolved, forgiven. You said at the very least in their mind, but for what? For killing the tree? For the petrification? What are they looking for forgiveness for?
I misspoke. I apologize. They, the sovereign, essentially is demanding an apology for being rejected.
They want to.
I
Okay.
misspoke.
Good.
That lines up more with how they usually act.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I have to trick them essentially into thinking they've gotten that apology, or
It's a manipulatable blind spot
yeah.
of the sovereign's mad psyche.
Okay. That's for me. He was confused, and anyone else who was confused. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Suntet. I think this is very helpful. This is more than we had before. And if we don't bring the Spectre down, at the very least, this information that can be used for the next.
Wowan is stone and tree. The sovereign is bone and blood. All that is bone and blood answers to the sovereign. All that fears and loves and hates, all that has a soul, is being fed to the tree in an attempt to bring her back.
I think a chill will go up Pierce's spine as that is said, because at that moment I feel like Pierce would connect that dot that we were kind of talking about earlier
From your experiences with the deck of many things.
from the experience with the deck of many things.
Bring the tree back.
It is the shadow of the world tree elsewhere. It is an undead world tree. That is its natural state. That must be returned for this land to uncoil. For people to leave.
Thank you. I hope I'm able to deal with this. With this information you've armed us with, I hope we can solve this issue, this problem soon.
As a fellow denizen born in shadow, I wish you well.
I'll try to come back. If Woman doesn't return in the same way she was when you remembered her, I'll try to return and be the vessel for you to speak to her again.
I am woken. It's like I can walk again.
You need to head back up.
Okay.
Do you, the way down here was treacherous. Do you know of a safer way back up? Was it just the way we came?
The eye rolls back into darkness. prick of light slowly forms the seam of a doorway, and the rock beneath disappears. And you find a small tunnel has formed in the stone. It brings you up to the surface.
Gently pat my hand against the ground. I'll speak to you soon.
Don't forget about me.
Del.
Sorry. While we're
No, go ahead.
here, I will very carefully and very humbly ask Sunterre if I may take a petrified piece of fabric, and if I can find it, a petrified flame, if there is one somewhere in this room.
You are able to take a hold of these things, and you find a bit of torch. You take a little bit from someone's cloak, and kind of break it off, and you're like, look at the cloak, and you think this might have been one of the wizards of the Fen.
I'll just wrap that up in like a rag. Thank you very much.
I like your arm.
I had a couple friends help me make it.
There are bits of me that have been dug up and put on display. If you ever stumble across those, I'd love to have those memories back.
Sound morbid. Would I have seen these?
Oh, yeah!
Yo, no.
There's one at this house. There's one at this house in the grand hall. There's one in that guy's manor. He's just next. I'm pretty sure he's using his paint away.
Yeah, you just do like a, oh my god!
Oh my god, yes. I say nothing, and I'm just like, Noted. Thank you, gracious host. I'm gonna leave now. Thank you for helping them. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I'll start heading up the tunnel.
Well, it's not daylight, but it is the interim swirling above you. And past that, another complete biome looking back at you. I think it's the ocean where we're standing.
I think once we get out, I literally just like lay on the ground, which is very unnatural, but it's just like,
Xavier's kind of looking down at the hand, at the arm, trying to gauge just how fragile they are with this new form.
You constantly break and crack and reform. Like if you hold your hands in any one place too long, it becomes a solid piece of porcelain, and then it cracks and breaks, and that silver peers out and then reforms again if you hold still.
Wait. I sit up. We're not leaving till morning, right? Looking at both of
How
you.
far we from where we are? How far are we from? I guess the Hound's Reach, because it seems like we're gonna be heading back.
Hound's Reach is probably a couple of, maybe like a day if we're booking it.
Yes,
a day
I
if
think
we're
we're
pushing.
definitely think we're going to be getting some rest first before we get you back to Hound's Reach.
Right. And then I I stand up and I wave my hand, and this very ornate white pearlescent door shows up, and I'm just like, opens the door, and I just immediately go. Side note, they're not unseen servants. They're real servants.
Are they really?
Yeah. It says, a staff of near 100 transparent service. You determine the appearance of the servants and their attire. They're near transparent. They're like ghost people.
Oh, interesting.
And they're wearing all white and purple.
Weirdly apt.
And then I'm like, I open, like, I walk through the door and I turn around and go, come get food.
Hey,
Hang on.
I mean, you're more than
perfect
welcome to
playlist for
stay out.
this.
You're more than welcome to stay out here.
Staring at the door, very like. What is that?
I've come across some casters who are able to create small huts and the like. Doesn't look quite like this, but I assume it's a similar magic.
Ornate.
If you come inside, you are greeted with a grand board. It's what I'm casting again is Mordekainen's magnificent mansion. It is a like massive grand hall with adjacent bedrooms. There's roughly near 100 servants bustling about who can clean all your clothes. They can bring you food, drinks. It's like a fully stocked
Upper crust
portable
premium
mansion.
experience.
Just
This
a
is
penthouse,
definitely-
just a straight up penthouse, just but
This is definitely not a tiny hut.
What the fuck?
Pierce, you're just looking around.
What
Would
the
you guys
fuck?
like-
We slept in the dirt last night.
First of all, yes, we did. However, we were fighting a giant kraken, and I didn't have the capabilities to create said door.
A butler comes over and takes your coats.
Thank you.
Literally, yeah, I was literally gonna say like Pierce's arms are out like this, like what the hell? And then like a drink is just put in his hands.
Yeah, just wine. Thank you.
You choose between two different decanters.
White.
It's the shot of Sabrina with all the pizza around her.
Just okay. They literally are bringing out like different wardrobes for Valentine to look at. And she's like, later. I need a bathe. They'll show you to your rooms if you need me. Ask one of the servants; they'll find me. Don't sit in my throne. I immediately make the throne disappear because I can shape this at will. I'm like, not even gonna risk it. I'll be back. I'm gonna go bathe. I'm gonna just camper off.
Okay. I think I will like take a glass, take some food, hors d'oeuvres, whatever you have going around. I imagine this is probably a lot more high end than what the businessman had.
This is
cost.
astonishing.
Yeah.
Also, as an aside, the wine is still the very weak local stuff from that's found in Woe and Oid.
Yeah. Because they can't access, they can't create stuff that wouldn't naturally like just be readily from the plane because it's tied to the plane.
Yeah, makes sense. I think after getting some food and drink, probably more water than wine. Zelia will turn to Pierce. We've been on the move quite a bit since everything went down. How are you doing?
I mean, do you want the honest answer, or do you want the answer that's going to make it short and sweet?
The reason why I picked now to ask about it is because now we have time for it to be anything but short and sweet.
I'm tired of losing people, Azalea. And I can understand that you've been doing this way longer than I have. And you've probably lost way more people. But I'm tired of it.
It doesn't get easier. Probably not very comforting for me to say, but it doesn't. Been doing this for over 250 years now. Just by existing, people have lost are in double, nearing triple digits, and that's just from being part of the held breath. I've lost just existing in this plane. Probably thousands more. It doesn't get easier. I do want to get Puff back. But we have to work towards making sure no one else is lost. And every second spent looking for Puff are seconds taken away from that greater goal to make sure no one has to lose again. That's
you're
not
right.
me saying you should harden your heart or be okay with the fact that he is gone. In all honesty, I'd be very worried and very hesitant to work with you if you weren't feeling things about his loss, his disappearance. But we have to keep moving. And if losing people becomes too much, all I can say is that I know enough people to get you as quiet of a life here as possible. If that's what you want.
I lost my arm for this before I even knew what this was. I made him a promise. And I made Match a promise. I told him that we would get home. And there's not a lot I can do. You can talk to the pain. That fucking weirdo can make a mansion appear out of nowhere. But I'm really good at looking for answers. So I'm gonna go look for answers. And if I come up with something, I'm gonna let you know. And I would like to try and like mosey off to a room. And
You briefly walk in on Valentine getting a mani-pedi,
I'm literally in like the most lush robe.
being fed grapes. Just
Stop, it's too much. One at a time.
they're tart. Yeah, I'd like to find a different room.
I just point, and then I'm just like, just waving.
You find a quiet, long unused bedroom.
And I'd like to
Quiet
set up
study in the corner.
shop with whatever lab components I have on me.
You get a little bit
I don't
into
wanna-
it, and there's a gentle knock on the door.
Yeah.
Might I be of assistance?
Yeah, bring me some bread with honey butter.
Ooh.
And I want to take some time breaking down every sample that I've gotten so far
Okay.
and try and find out what they're comprised of, and if possible, if there's a way to reverse the effects on them.
Okay. Excellent. With the scent of honey butter and many reagents and many chemicals, you start cooking. Let's get a medicine check.
Okay. I almost dropped it. It's an 11.
It's an 11? Okay. A lot of the different materials that you've been collecting don't come to immediate fruition. Make an Arcana check.
No, I have to ask. Does that anything to do with Fae, fiends, or undead?
I would say this pertains to the undead.
Thank you so much.
Check your bingo cards.
Okay. $33.
Ow!
Synapses of fun.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Riddle me this, Pierce Ashwalker. ValveMax.
Yeah.
You find a solution to depetrify. What is the solution?
Honey butter.
Please no.
That's the
Please no.
He's
Imagine
eating
if
and
it's
just a
honey
little bit,
butter.
a little bit of
Hold
honey
on.
butter drops.
Let me cook.
Isaac Newton moment.
Let me cook. So I'm working,
It's not. Come on.
and I have. Don't worry, I'll be kind. I'll be gentle. I have a sample of the kind of metal shaving powder the petrified fabric sample, as well as the flame sample. I'm kind of just working. I'll sometimes use my Crimson Right to give it a static charge. And through a process of alchemical flux, I guess I'll say, which is like a constant. I'm bullshitting, by the way, everybody. I'm not a PhD in any kind of science.
Yeah, do it.
Home
Petrification
ruin.
isn't a thing. You're good. You can. There's
cool.
no science about this.
But through a constant state of flux,
Cool.
either in temperature or ionic charge, I eventually am able to figure out that the unstable, basically the molecules are all hardened and packed together, and it's about prying them apart a little bit to return them to their natural
Okay.
state.
You could say even that the ongoing arcane transmutation is interrupted.
Yeah. There you go.
Well done. No, this is big brain. So you break it down and you manage to make a breakthrough, and there's a fire.
I am
there's a
immediately
small fire that kind
smell
of breaks out
smoke.
as you
I'm patting it down with the robot arm.
you pat it down, and you're like, I did it. I deep.
Yes! I yell that out. Like,
Okay, yeah.
so loud.
You depetrify fire.
And I run over and kick like a old dusty like lamp or something, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. I get like really excited about it.
Hear the commotion. I opened it, like I don't even. It's like not even a door handle. The door just. What is happening?
Don't worry, I'll fix it later. And then I'm like still like engrossed in my desk.
Valentine, this is the most animated you've ever seen, Pierce. It's usually broody stares, but this man is basically doing a jig.
I look at him and I'm just like, I see him working on what is the equivalent of like a. It's like a. It's not even. It's like a vanity.
It's a dresser. It's a dresser pulled into the middle of the room.
If you need it, I'm happy for you. No.
He wanted butter. Butter.
High and fat wouldn't. You go right ahead. Do you? If you needed, do you need a workshop? Because this doesn't seem. This doesn't seem ideal.
Do you have a workshop? I'm genuinely asking.
Okay. And then I'm just like, and the room expands into a rectangle, and all the furniture that was bedroom furniture seeps into the floor, and then like L-shaped tables, like full on like what would be like a little tinkerer's workshop in like a rectangular shaped room fits up. There's like his size chairs for everything. There's beakers. It's like a fully articulated thing. And then I'm like, do you prefer a bed or a cot? Trying to see like you could go either way. Do you want to? I don't know how much you were into. You gotta have a bed unless you want to go sleep in a different room and you just want to work in here. So
I'm good. I'm good with a cot. Just give me a.
Okay,
cot.
and then just it's just there's a cot, and then I just like, you know what? Just in case you need. And then he snaps his fingers, and then there's just like this really plush like lounge chair in case you just want to like sit and just kind of mull things over.
Like, Mike, I want to invite you to make an insight roll if you'd like.
That is insight is I got an 18.
There is a zealous joy that is barely bridled in his eyes as Pierce is like looking around. He is a kid in a candy store right now, and you just gave him carte blanche to do whatever he wanted in this room.
2 things. Any explosions, just let me know. I'll put them out. It's fine if you can. Like, if stuff gets crazy. Make sure none of my servants are in the room. Well, I'll just... Okay, they'll knock
Yeah.
every time.
You gotta, yeah.
They're invulnerable. They can't die. But I
That's
don't want
nice.
them to get in any harm. But if... And then I'm like, oh, you like vials. And then I like do like a wave, and one of the tables just goes, and it's just like 100 individual vials. None of this can leave the mansion. The moment you take it out, if it's something from here, it will disintegrate. So put it in something that you own from outside. I'm gonna go
Stunned
back.
silence.
I'm gonna get a massage. Wait, do you know where Azalea is?
Somewhere in the house.
Okay.
Should be down down the main hall. I don't know where. This is a
I'll
huge
find
fucking
it.
place. Okay.
If you need anything, find one of the servants. They'll find it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I wave my hand as I leave through the what is just an open, empty archway for the door. I wave my hand and it turns into a wall, and I'm like, I snap and there's a door. I'm like, I peek in. Sorry, habit.
Pierce did not notice.
And then I'm just like, go to find Azalea, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go find and see if they need anything.
I don't think I really went any further into this mansion. I kind of stood at
You're
the
just in the
kinda
receiving
kitchen.
guest hall.
Yeah, the kind of guest hall. I've taken a seat on the floor, legs crossed, and I've pulled out this staff that I'd found on a body a while ago.
Oh yeah.
There's a warm purple staff with a blue orb on top, some kind of earth or Terran magic attached to it.
You got the page number on
And-
that bad boy?
No, that's the one thing I forgot to ask for.
Give me a second. I know I wrote it down. I have a lot of notes, y'all. I have a surprising amount of notes.
Good.
Yeah, you'll just find me sat in the middle of the kind of guest hall, on the ground, kind of looking over this staff. Mechanically, I want to attune to it as I unattune to my shield, just so I know what this thing is.
I just look at Azalea. I don't say anything. I'm just like holding wine and like I'm just holding a glass of wine in my plush robe, like with like a little small bowl of grapes. Like,
Have you guys
need
ever
anything?
had frozen grapes? Oh, sorry, go
yes.
Yeah, they're great.
Azalea, did you need anything?
Oh,
I set up a
no, this
workshop
is
for Peters. They're doing something.
He's gonna be very. I assume he's very happy about that.
He seemed excited. He also lit fire to one of the rooms.
Sounds about right.
with-
Yeah.
so, if you were going to have what would you like your room theme to be?
Zara looks at you, so confused. Like you just go, I would like a bed in it.
Okay. Let's say hypothetically you could have do you need anything utility based? Anything you would like in your room outside of obviously the bed?
not entirely sure what I'd need other than a bed in my bedroom.
Do you need anything that would be like how Pierce has a workshop?
Oh, I guess just large enough for me to sit on the ground every so often would be nice.
Yeah, actually, got a thing. And I, provided that Azalea will follow,
Yeah, I follow.
I open, it's a specific, like I wave my hand and there's one of the doors changes and it looks weirdly like foreign to the setting, and I turn the handle and it opens into what is like a greenhouse. And I'm like, is this more your speed?
I'll look inside and be like, oh, there's a bed, so yeah.
It's like you said you wanted place to sit ground. I don't know if you meant earth.
Earth is helpful, but and I kind of like put my fingers into the earth. It's more of your mansion's earth than more an Owen.
Yeah,
earth.
that's why I was like, you'd have to
Yes.
go outside if you want to
Yes.
bring dirt in here.
Yeah, no, this will be fine. I do appreciate how accommodating you're being, but I'm very much a bedroom is for sleeping and not much else, and that's what I really need it to be.
Okay. Then I guess, and then all of the plant life dissolves into what is. I think it's just like based on Valentine's just general, the way he's just seen your reaction to anything ostentatious, it becomes the most mundane tavern room. Seems like more your speed.
Yeah, this is fine with me. Thank you.
If you need anything, servants are around.
The Stone Drift Staff. Staff is fashioned from petrified wood and crowned with a raw chunk of lapis lazuli veined with gold. Staff can be wielded as a magical quarterstaff. The staff has 10 charges for the following properties. Regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff crumbles to dust and is destroyed. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells from it using your spell save DC. Animate objects, only stone objects, 5 charges. Earthquake, 8 charges. Pass wall, only stone surfaces, 5 charges. Or stone shape, 4 charges. You can speak and understand primordial while holding this staff. Favor of the Earthborn. While holding the staff, you gain advantage on charisma checks needed to influence earth elementals or other denizens of the plane of earth. And Stone Glide. If the staff has at least 1 charge, you have a burrowing speed equal to your walking speed, and you can burrow through earth and stone while holding the staff. While doing so, you don't disturb the materials you move through. Page
That's fun.
98 of the Vault
Pretty
of
tasty.
Magic.
You take a picture
Sure.
of that? I'm definitely using that. Animate objects is fun.
It's like the whole reason Valentine went to go give everybody accommodations to their suiting is because he will not be called a bad host. He's like, no. You're staying with me. You get the full treatment.
And pasted. There you go. It's in the Discord.
I can create for work as well. Nice. Okay.
A legendary staff for a legendary boyo.
No.
And then I just go sit in the grand hall. I materialize my throne and I just sprawl onto it. And I'm just like, so if anybody leaves their room, I'm just there.
Many ideas for this. Okay, that's cool. I think as Azalea kind of turns this staff in their hand and come to that realization of what this is, I think they smile to themselves, but with a almost reverence, they will set this staff back into their bag of holding, as they think back to the body that they found this staff on. I'll put this to good use. I think they're gonna get some rest. I think they're exhausted. Definitely mentally exhausted.
Valentine. You sit on your throne. You ponder. Hound's Reach is likely going to pack up soon and move. Locations. Hound's Reach will remain the front, which is a bunch of shepherds that take after these dogs in a desolate region. But heading back there likely would be an additional stop to wherever you need to head. You mull over Cassicus's words about now is the time. Now is the time to use whatever leverage you can before they catch wind of your betrayal. Pierce. You're able to whip together an arcane salve that depetrifies. With ingredients you brought with you. And the party gets a long rest.
Benefits of the mansion is its non-concentration and it lasts 24 hours by dispelling. It is a permanent safe haven and is unperceivable outside once I close that. So we will always have a little clubhouse.
You sleep in peace.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
You guys have been through enough.
Let's grab our second break there, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Andy died. Oh, there he is. Excellent. So, the next day breaks. Waking up in luxury. Azalea, you're not alien to the concept because the Held Breath has a good amount of money. They're just smart about it. They're not opulent. But Pierce, you've worked with a lot of like warriors. And it's been a lot of like in the trenches. Not in the trenches, but in the muck. And so you wake up and you're just for a second you're like, oh, it's a lot. Yeah, you've got a mimosa next to your
Is that a chandelier?
Yeah. And you step outside, or you step out of your room, and it's just breakfast smells.
You step out of the room, and at the there's the still like me. I am like completely sprawled out, just sleeping, and then I'm like, but like beyond the throne, down the entire hall is like very long table with like think Harry Potter level feast.
Damn.
And I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, breakfast.
You watch Pearson just shock as he's just walking down the way, picking at things that he wants to eat.
Yep.
Oh,
Legitimately,
Pierce,
like
help yourself.
there's like I've already got a plate. I'm already like a third of the way down the table, and like
Look, help yourself.
I'm picking things that I do not recognize whatsoever. And I'm like, what is... And like, I'm not even putting it on my plate and like going to find a spot. I'm actively picking it up and eating it right there to see if I like it. And then if I don't like it, I kind of just put it back. And then I keep moving.
Azalea, you're gearing up for the day, and you walk in and following the smell that you also were just like, that's a lot of different smells. That's all the smells. That's all the food that could exist on a table. And you see the two of them just picking away at it.
Azalea, good morning. Help yourself.
Good morning. It's been a while since I've been in something like this. Okay. And I'll take a plate and start piling it up as well.
And don't worry about anything going to waste. It's going to, after I close this gate, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, I figured as much. I'll just take what I need. Don't want to engorge myself.
It's like everybody got all their food. And he just looks around. It's like look at Pierce, who's still like.
There's a big piece of ham hanging out of Pierce's mouth. And he's kind of just shoveling. There's no decorum here, right? Like, this is not how he was raised.
It's just the three of us here, you know? It's just...
I just look and I'm just like, okay. And I move the tape, like I clean swipe the wall, like the hall walls, and all of the doors just turn to wall. And then I go, and the table slides like a buffet style now. It's like just against the wall. If anybody needs any other food, and then I make and then like a twist of a coffee table, like a very intimate, just with 3 chairs, so we can sit and eat. I'm just like, okay, perfect.
You push the table up against the wall, and for a moment, you see Pierce just go.
You could go. You could go get more. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Still got ham in his mouth. He cannot
trust
physically answer you.
I just like trust me. You can have as many plates as you want. Again, anything that comes from here cannot leave here. So indulge as much as you need. It's not going anywhere from now till we are ready to leave. Chew, and then swallow, and then
Pierce is going about as whole hog as he can in this moment. Anything past this, he's gonna have to like roll to not choke.
Does that mean that when we leave here, it'll be like we didn't eat?
No. It's just once I leave and close the door, this place ceases to exist until I reopen the door.
Oh well.
That would be horrible. Could you imagine? I mean, that would, in theory, you could have a crazy party or get absolutely drunk, then walk out, and then you'd be sober again.
Mm-hmm. Dude, SpongeBob meme.
That would be too much. Game plan. What are we next steps?
Well, I assume we're only borrowing you to get to the gym, correct? So yeah.
That's not what Cascas told me. Cascas told me, said, hey, we need to find people that aren't, well, no, I backtrack. I told Cascas I don't trust his men to take me to the gym. He said it's a lot of just confusion of like he said to he said to he said, and I think things out broke up in translation. I was supposed to get you guys to the gym to verify that Cascas was on the level to be trusted.
Yes.
And that he you could verify he was telling you, and that way you two could work together to overthrow the Sovereign. I want to overthrow the Sovereign because I don't want to be here any longer. I hate this. So I propose something. I will travel with you two. I have a finite amount of times I can infiltrate noble circles that you may not be able to access. Gather said information, like for instance, and I didn't want to bring this up because it's tense. The whole Tuerna, very tense situation. I was gonna wait until I left. I've seen some of those things they mentioned in noble houses on display.
Parts of them.
Yes. Don't get me wrong, should be on the chopping block in terms of things that we're going to be doing. I don't know if it's what we should be focused on based
Yes,
on what
no.
awareness said.
That would not be our first.
What
That's
I'm
what-
getting at is I'd like to extend a way to infiltrate the nobility that you would not otherwise have. But that does have a shelf life. The longer we'll only be able to get away with this for so long before they finally realize that I'm not on their side.
That is useful. Having someone on the inside. I don't think I can really show my face for much longer.
Yeah,
especially
Talia.
if-
And just chuckles.
Yes. Luckily, it was a small house. Why I picked that name, but didn't think I'd run into them.
That's a good choice. They don't usually show up in the city.
I'm personally okay with this. It'd be a useful asset. What do you think, Pierce?
I think when we snuck into that party, excuse me, Ham. I think when we snuck into that party, we got really lucky, and we got a lot of good info out of it. There are
Party?
other situations that, oh yeah, there was like a huge party in Willis.
The one my father attended.
Yeah, he was there. Along with, well, they were all there. We actually saw the Spectre there, if I recall. And it was kind of amazing that we didn't get caught, but I'm getting off topic. Yes, I think that'd be a beneficial asset, and you can hear the upward inflection when Pierce says that to have.
Don't need to speak like that. You can just say be useful.
I just look when he calls me an asset, and I'm just like, tell you what, if you agree, and I just seem like I'm just trying to sell you something. We'll let bygones be bygones, and I pull out Heathrow out of my coat. Heathrow, I allow him to ask you. And I look at Pierce, and I'm just like, 5 questions about the big one.
5 inquiries of the Fey realm and how they've integrated themselves here. And of course, my lord.
Take it as a gesture of good faith. I will offer more, Heathrow, provided you ask next time. You don't
Oh,
steal
boy.
things.
Dad's gonna give me more screen time on the iPad.
I healed you, and you could have just woken me up and been like, "Hey, can I see Heathrow?" That would have been all it took.
Yeah, you're right.
Bygones.
Bygones.
Okay.
Okay.
And I offer like a really limp hand to shake.
Oh, limp hand. That's
Yeah,
the
just-
worst.
Pierce gives you a fist bump.
Did you bathe? I gave you. You had anybody. You couldn't.
I was up all night.
You bathing before we
there's-
leave. I don't want to smell you on the road.
There's still a lot of excitement and a lot of like optimism that's kind of exuding from him. I was up all night with this, and he puts out like a large glass bottle containing a slightly shifting, altering in color liquid / ooze.
Viscous.
Yeah, it's like oobleck almost.
Oh, gross.
And
I love that.
and it goes from like a dark purple to like a lime green to a faint glowing blue to like a
Was that a mood-changing flask? What is this?
that is the question to part A of the question. Well, that's the solution to part A of the question.
Did you
And
ask me a
I-
question?
We'll put the fabric that I depetrified,
Get that dirty thing off my
and-
table.
the small dish of like cinders and ashes from like the fire, and I'll put them out in front of me to show them to both Valentine and Azalea.
Seeing the ashtray, the butler comes out and puts out a few cigars.
It's not what I was going for, but thank you. I'm not really a smoker.
Puts away the cigars.
Thank you.
I immediately go, no.
Snips one of the cigars and hands it to you.
I check this thing out. What do I see? What am I looking at?
It is a. It's not a creature. It's an ongoing reactive state that is viscous and can, according to the stuff put before you, depetrify things, such as the world tree.
This is good.
How do we
Damn
make
right it is.
more?
That's the problem. Your friends that you ran into that basement one time. I used this. Yes, I used this from some of their DNA. Unfortunately, this is the last that I had, so this amount will probably depetrify maybe 3-4 people, if we spread it carefully. But if we're gonna do something like that to the world tree, we're gonna need a lot more. A lot more. I'm talking like double digits of I'm so sorry. Of mimics.
I think I can get some friends to help out with that.
How many mimics do you need?
How many mimics would I need, Steph?
Depends on the size of the mimic. You'll need like 30 little dudes. You could settle for 2 big ones. Large size. And in that case, you want to make sure you don't like blow it up or incinerate it so that you have enough bits to go around. But Azalea and Valentine both make history checks.
Oh my god. 21. I got a 19 plus 2. I was expecting to get like a
I rolled a
2.
nat 20.
Yo!
But I have a -1 in history, so it's a 19.
No!
Both of you immediately spring to mind a mimic that you know of. Pierce, in your I'm so sorry, Azalea, in your case, you know of a particular scour on the land in a region outside of Rillis that was eventually abandoned due to this mimic growing. And Valentine, there is a mimic in the Fey Menagerie that your father has accumulated.
Just looks. He's just like, when he hears mimics, he's like, we need a couple, like 2 really big mimics. I know of one, and it will piss my father off so much.
I know of another just outside of Realist, so we can probably get our hands on. It'd definitely be quite a bit of a fight. The place had to be evacuated because of this growing mimic. But I think I can get some friends to help us out with that if we need to fight it. I could also probably get some friends to collect any mimics they come across on their own, some smaller ones, so we can also build up with the 30 smaller ones as well, just as a backup.
Yes.
There's also the oh crap, not the Carta,
Right.
Right?
the
underground,
yes,
the near gang,
which
who runs a scouring.
the other one, the arcane
Alliance gang.
Yes, Alliance Cuirassier of the Quarry. I have the name written down here somewhere.
Yeah, it was Query, the person we met at the party.
Yeah, the magical conductor.
They're recruiter of the Lance gang. I spoke with them as
The
Talia
Alliance.
at the party.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I think I was introduced as a big fan of theirs.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
There
Off
would be
panics
an
under
in
pressure.
there as well, or the Scoury might have what you're looking for.
Well, if we go to the one that I know of, and I pointed to Pierce, you will have copious amounts of questions, and you'll love it. So you know what a menagerie is? Like a zoo.
Yes.
My father was a Feywild menagerie full of just the most just outlandish things. One of which is a mimic. There's other things there.
The mimic is charged with pretending to be famous pieces of art from the Feywild and put on display. So
just he does use it as an art piece, which is it's pretty.
he claims it's the real thing, so he doesn't so people don't know he's got a mimic.
But yeah, we could do the pseudo art heist adjacent. You'd get to see the menagerie. It's very whimsical.
Just
Would
some,
I have seen the dog?
I was gonna ask, like, did this menagerie include like a lavender-colored dog with antlers?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking. Yes. Yeah, they're adorable. Dangerous. They constantly explode.
Yeah.
There was talk of an explosion happening, and that thing was sighted, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. They were so terrified in that house. The whole place just went up in smoke.
There's a look of smug peace on Pierce's face.
But yeah, that dog was from the menagerie. He was nice for the most part. Never bit me.
Yeah, no, he seemed sweet.
Oh, you met him?
Seemed to have a thing for me.
of all the times, Valentine, that you tried to pet this damn thing, this strange Feyan hound fox thing, and it never liked you. to hear that it went out of its way to hunt down Pierce. just a little.
Why are you so interested in the Fae? Just look at Pierce. Why are you so interested in the Fae? I don't understand. Where does that stem from? How have you heard of the Fae?
Oh, I mean, if you want to get into the whole thing, we can get into the
let's
whole thing.
backtrack to you not being from here. We're in a safe place to unpack all of that.
I suppose we are.
So I take it you're from, for lack of a better word, call it the Cataclysm. When
The
bunch of, well, I don't want to call it what my father called it.
When you all appeared here.
Yes.
Oh, I
The
thought you were
devouring.
talking about my pain. Like they
No,
call
no.
it Cataclysm.
No, that's not the Cataclysm. We call it the devouring. When people come in here and
Yeah. It's not my favorite subject, but yeah, that was us.
Sorry, my family's a shit. I didn't really get to choose.
No offense. I mean, you seem to be. Well, you're gaudy, but you're not.
Excuse you.
Chokes on the cigar.
Not gaudy. I was born into wealth. I have great taste. I know. You
put
don't have
your
to
hands up
gesture.
and you put your hands up and a drink is placed into your hand.
Thank you. I assume that's what he wanted.
I don't even look. I'm like, thank you.
So, like, is there a reason you came here? Like, don't get me wrong, the Sovereign pulls people in here all the time, but like, you guys seemed to be fully deciding to come here.
Yeah, that was the very short-sighted, greedy decision of of a man named SirFeffers. Maybe you've heard of him.
Thunder rumbles.
That was the short-sighted, very greedy desire of a lord in our realm that wanted to expand his territory, and my family kind of lent their strength to him.
You have experience with. You have tyrants in your world too. Okay, so we're not alone here.
Not like this. I mean, you
Oh,
do,
no.
but
Wait.
like,
What do your tyrants do?
Pierce.
yeah.
To this point, recently, right before your lifetime, the tyrant Lord Barst was overthrown. He was doing him some genocide on the down low.
Worse.
And the noble houses caught wind of it and iced him. And then it became, the noble houses that were in charge.
So what do your tyrants do? I mean, our tyrants.
He was a level 20 bard. Yeah.
They
College of Whispers.
they're not too different. Just the amount of power they wield. It's kind of the same goals.
Usually is.
Yeah.
Well,
It was before I was born, so, or like right before I was born.
I'd like to thoroughly extend my apologies to what my realm has done to you. And your people.
Thank you.
It's a weird feeling. I don't like this. Anyway, let's change the subject.
There,
I don't like.
Yeah, please.
to
There's
your
a weird,
surprise,
the weird earnest feeling. Like,
Valentine, there's a timid. Well, okay, you guys are not near the front door, but a butler comes and goes.
My lord, there's someone at the front door, knocking timidly.
how the hell would somebody see my door?
I don't know, my lord.
Did you leave it cracked?
No, my lord.
I trust you. You're adorable. Go.
Thank you, my
I'll
lord.
get it. I'll get it. Right, no, you go get it. You go get it. Go let them in.
I'm not your servant, you're mine.
I'm not getting up. I'm eating. See what you've done, Pierce? You're influencing me in weird ways.
I've known you for maybe like 5 days.
I know, and I used to not do nice things. He's my servant.
Then you
I must-
definitely didn't get that from me.
Ah,
You hear little tippy tappies on the floor. You
look
hear
over. I like do one of these. Look over the table. What?
a small, wide-eyed owlin.
What the hell are you?
I'm
Molly.
Molly.
How did you
What do
see
you-
my door?
What do you mean?
What is she?
I'll get up and I'll go like pick her up and see how she's doing.
Oh, friends! Oh, thank God!
What are you doing here?
Hug.
Oh, this is your pet, like the menagerie. Okay.
No,
I
she's not
understand.
she's not a pet, she's a person. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Oh, I've been trying to find you guys.
I think your flock was looking for you too.
Yeah, I found them, and they're outside.
Why?
We found Puff.
What is a puff? As I like this. He holds up his cigar.
I will put Molly on my shoulder and I am rushing towards the door and I'll call back to Valentine. I'll be like, we'll finish this conversation later.
I'll follow suit.
But
Right behind.
oh wait! Before anybody leaves, does anybody have anything on them that is from this? Again, I cannot stress that enough. If you
No,
put
I made sure to put everything in vials that I own. I have like 1 billion of them. Don't worry about it.
okay, just the last thing I
outside
need is that
a
vial.
mess.
Yeah, like you literally walk out with a vial and it just.
Shink, 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 shink.
You get outside, and another owlin, tall and gaunt, with a like a scythe, a strange weapon with a lantern on it. You can find it in the Discord. Regards you, Pierce, as you step outside, as he says, "Ow."
You okay?
Ow.
Sorry, I hit my fingernail.
He hit himself with his own sight.
I apologize for the deception. As Molly mindlessly rejoins the flock. But I was most eager to speak with you.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't kick the hell out of you right now.
Why? Because of my deception?
Yeah.
I apologize.
What do you want?
There are maybe 100 or so owls flocked around the outside of the doorway into the mansion. Molly returned to us, emotionally torn, driven, persuasive. She wanted to find your friend. And the owl before you seems almost confused, as if trying to put words to an emotion it doesn't fully understand. You are aware that you're speaking to a hive mind.
There was a third of you? As I looked to both of them.
Yes. So what do you want?
To honor her memory, the collector brags, boasts of a new collection.
Would I know of the collector?
The collector is a very powerful entity that is mad, obsessively collects things, anyone it can, anything that sparks their interest, and they, hermit style, keep themselves tucked away. Their collection is just for them, but they will allow certain people in to gawk. They have an island out in the ocean.
Have I met the collector?
No.
Okay.
It is a dangerous venture that thrill seekers of the wealthy will attempt.
Okay, so I know of this as being a thing. Okay. Oh God. I just Valentine's Day. Oh God.
So the collector has Puff. Is that what you're saying?
I believe so. Do you have other questions regarding to the realm? I have so many eyes, but not too many. Not enough to be noticed.
From what I understand, and I look at Pierce as I say this, Molly doesn't want to be part of your hive mind.
Molly chose to come back to save, to help your friend. That was her choice. And if it helps, she's gone and cannot feel remorse.
Not really sure what kind of connection you and Puff had with Molly. I'll turn to Pierce when I say this.
She was just a little buddy. And I'll look over at the small little round owlin that's just blank face looking back at me.
She was the best of us.
If you have eyes in a lot of places, there's one more thing you can do for Molly and for us.
I don't fully understand why, but I want to help.
We need you to find a tree.
One tree folded in amongst many.
Yep. And I'll look to Azalea. Like, waiting, like, making sure that this is okay.
I'll nod.
And I'll pull out some of the grain, like, leftover petrification that I have. And I'll walk up to Outland and I'll place it in their hand and I'll go, the tree will be made of a similar material to this. Entirely. Petrified. The moment that you find its location, let us know.
And I add, it's the world's tree, not these trees. Because there's an entire forest.
The tree.
Yes.
Roll persuasion. At advantage because Molly is helping.
Yeah, I forgot that the episode that you were gone, we passed through an entire petrified forest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, just gonna throw this out here. Not these.
You know when a crow just keeps bringing you shiny things? It's just every hour on the hour. Is it this one? Is it this one? No!
Much larger, grander even.
That is 17.
Thank you, Bardic.
We'll find the tree.
Okay.
Turns. The flock converges upon the figure. And the flock as a whole scatters and then falls into that like formation, that swarm flow of birds. And then they too scatter.
When do you two have normal ones?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for them.
Those are not.
He's over 200 years old. Still waiting.
I understand we have a job to do, and I'll look at Azalea. But when there's time, let's go.
You're gonna go find the collector on the island. Oh,
No, but eventually, yes.
I might know somebody who can get you passage. It'll take time.
We've got time. At least for that.
bear in mind, from what I've heard, you better be getting all the rest before you go there.
Well, that's second on our list, but if you can get the gears turning to get to access in the meantime, that'd be perfect. I think right now, moving to find either the mimic that your father has in their collection or the mimic just outside of Realis is the best bet right now.
Is your mimic on the way, Willis?
It'd be on the way to Realis, right?
It's yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to trek out in a different direction. But yeah, it's roughly in the right direction.
Two birds, one stone. We go get yours, then we go get mine. I can go put in the word to try and... I'm gonna have to cash in a lot of favors for that. It's fine. It's fine. Just like, I'm like, there's certain people I don't want to talk to that I have to talk to for this. It'll be fine.
And so the party gathers themselves and strikes out once again. Valentine reaching down and collecting this bright doorway. Pierce, you're still full, which is nice. And as the party is walking along, there's a good couple of hours as you make it back out into those plains. The two slain giants that you defeated earlier slowly becoming part of the mountainside and turning to stone. Green fielded mountains, old and silted. Lonely open grassy plains with wind. The ocean reflecting high above the interim of broken realms. Listlessly floating through the space. Azalea. Azalea.
Yes.
You are shot in the head.
Am I killed? One drop to 0.
I doubt it. But let's find out. Okay. You take 22 damage as your head shatters apart and then slowly clicks back together. The porcelain pieces like folding outwards following the bullet trail.
Do I see where the shot came from?
You look for the telltale... Hey, welcome in, Brett. You look for the telltale puff of smoke. You don't even hear the crack of the gun. Now, the party has never heard of the concept of a sniper Like, the idea of a gun that can shoot farther than you would be able to hear it is alien to you all. But you are quickly coming to grips with the fact that you are in an open plane, someone has a bead on you, and they're so far away you don't hear the crack of the gun. Roll initiative.
The 9.
Is a 21.
Pierce?
13.
Okay. And that's where we'll pick up next episode.
No.
Who had the 21?
Me.
Alrighty. Chat, thank you so much for being here. Hope you had a good time. I got to lore dump on the mythos, so it was all sorts of fun. Don't go anywhere just yet. We are going to be raiding. Thank you again to Just Brett for raiding in. Sorry you're coming in on the end note, but we're going to throw you somebody else within the network community, and it's going to be a good time. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table, and I run 3, soon to be 4 weekly stream D&D campaigns here on the channel. And we also have the summer series coming up at the beginning of next month, so eyes out for a whole new mini-series, 2 different mini-series across the board from there. And if you would like to get caught up, you can always head over to the YouTube. We do get the ad revenue from that, as well as the ad revenue from here on Twitch. And if you would like to join our community, you can head over to the Discord. We are as chaotic as we are wholesome, and we have bingo. Over to you, ValveMax.
Hey everybody, it's me, Andy, and tonight was an emotional one. So be sure you're hugging your stuffies, your teddy bears, whatever you got to do. I'm emotionally recuperating, but we have one piece of the puzzle, I guess. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I've been Andy. I've been ValveMax010. If you'd like to see more of me, you can find me over on TikTok. I do little D&D goofs and gags. I haven't been doing that lately. I need to get back into that, but I will eventually. I just got to get out of this funk. If you want to see me as a player, please feel free to go check me out as Brash Briggs on Our Flag Means Doom over on Mr. Dandy DM's channel. And then you can also find me as Zacchaeus P. Dunbar in Star Progeny over on Saturday Morning Spell Kids. Drak, take it away.
Hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques. You can find me on all socials at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm mostly on Blue Sky though, so just add a .itch.io to find me on Blue Sky. I do TTRPG stuff. I perform actual plays, produce actual plays, I write TTRPGs, all of that jazz. Only thing I will shout out is that I'm also the producer and one of the players of Sacred Machinations, which is an actual play podcast, using a system that I'm currently developing, called Sacred Machinations, same name. If you like stuff like divinity and gods melding with the idea of mechs and Gundams with a lot of queer and honestly kind of toxic relationships, you're going to want to listen to Sacred Machinations. It comes out every Tuesday. We'll be coming out every Tuesday on podcast services for the next 20 or so weeks, so keep an eye out. We've got 3 episodes out, so you can there's a lot to catch up on. But yeah, that's me. I'll throw you over to Mike.
I'm still trapped in crystal. Collector's got me. Help!
Yeah, Metro Mike on TikTok and YouTube.
I'll tell you this for free. Valentine, it's a beholder.
Oh, the collector.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Oh, neato.
But yeah, I am freaking Metro Mike on TikTok, Twitch, and or TikTok and YouTube. Metro Michael on Twitch, where we're streaming V Rising and all of the RPG Souls likes survival games. Dune's coming up. Super excited for Dune. But yeah, there's Clear Obscure on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays. It'll consistently be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Dude, one episode till break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, next Saturday, make sure you're here because that's the finale until for the summer.
The mid-season finale.
Yeah, mid-season finale.
I'm very excited.
Also, side note, it's about to pop off.
Yeah.
When we had like a nice relaxing breakfast and you shot my what is going to be in Valentine's brain pseudo friend his first pseudo friend, and he's actively trying not to be like, you can't say no to me at every turn because that's what he's used to. He's like, these are people who have their own anonymity and like to sass me, which is different and it makes me upset sometimes. But I'm super stoked.
Amazing. All right, gang, pile into this raid. We're gonna go kick it with the Smoking Barrel Tavern. I love these guys.
Yeah.
Go show them some love. They're wunderbar. They are the best of us. And have an excellent rest of your night, my friends.
Bye.